everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is Sipping Tea with Nat and Z. I'm Nat.
And I am Z.
How is everybody today? Happy
Hope
New Year.
yes, happy New Year,
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
happy New
ooh,
Year.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
How was your Christmas first?
My Christmas was kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Will and I have a I guess a tradition, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
of going around and giving neighbors candy and popcorn and
Oh, that's
stuff.
nice.
Yeah, so those of in the neighborhood that are in the Folly. Folly
Mm-hmm.
represent. I know there's Folly folks listening. Thank you, Folly forever. So we went around Christmas Eve dressed up in like lights and ugly sweaters and dropped off cards and cookies and popcorn and stuff to our neighbors.
Well, that was nice.
So yeah, it was cool. And then Christmas Day it was quiet. Went to
Mm-hmm.
our quarantine neighbors and
Mm-hmm.
had small dinner. It was like only like four or five of us, and watched
Mm-hmm.
a movie.
Oh, okay.
Um, oh, there's this movie called How It Ends.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it have you thinking your whole life. Every time, yeah, check
I
it
might.
out.
Where is it? What is it on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay, let me
It's
write that down.
what's his name? Forrest Whitaker in it. It doesn't turn out like you think. It's just kind of like one of those whoa, and then Invasion. We watched those two movies.
I don't
Invasion,
think I'm
or
gonna be
not
watching
Invasion,
it.
Extinction.
Oh
That
yeah,
was,
I'm not gonna be watching that.
yeah,
I'm trying to stay far away from anything that has to do with extinction.
but it was good in such a way that you were like, damn, I really need. See, like you watched it and you kind of got up like, I really need to appreciate every single day that I have.
Well, yes, which is a good thing to talk about
Yes,
because we are talking about putting our intentions into action for
yes,
2021 and
yes.
vision boarding. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
that is a good movie to
It,
start
it
things
makes you,
off
it
with.
makes you rethink your whole life. Like, damn, what am I doing with myself? I should be
Uh,
doing something better. So
uh,
yeah, check that out. How was yours?
it was pretty good. I realize now that I have a child that my Christmas excitement has leveled up. So before
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, it was just like, okay, I'm grown. It's just, a holiday I could spend with my family, but it wasn't like I wasn't excited to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this Christmas, I was really excited because, she's 2 now. So she has
Mm-hmm.
more of an awareness of what's going on.
Right.
It was really cute to see her when she saw her gifts because we got her a kitchen and a
Mm-hmm.
teepee. So
They were
she
so
just
cute, y'all. She stay cooking
she
some
does
eggs.
like yes, plastic eggs is what's on the menu. Um, we took a lot of video, and it was funny. Like she had so many gifts because her father, you know, he was like, "I'm only going to get her one thing," and wound up getting her like 60.
Of course.
So she kept opening stuff, and she was like, "I wonder what's inside." So, I mean, it was really
That's
cute. We had
funny.
a very low key Christmas, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a corn team here, which is just his brother and his nephew. Those are the only
Mm-hmm.
people that we allow in the house. So they came over later. We did a non traditional dinner, just a seafood lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
I did a harvest salad, some garlic bread. I made a sweet potato cheesecake.
Oh yeah. How was it?
Oh my God.
You don't
It
have to give us
was
the recipe.
I am. I'm gonna
Can
share the recipe.
yeah, share the recipe.
Woo! The next time we all get together, I'm gonna make it. This thing was amazing. I had to like relax on it because I was like, I'm gonna OD on this.
Oh
Um,
dang.
so that was pretty much about it for Christmas and New Year's was very low key. We did stay
Mm-hmm.
up. The baby tried to stay up, but she was out at 10:45. So she was down for the count. So
I think Will went to sleep. Well, he was falling asleep at the bar. We
oh
have a bar in our house, and he got dressed up with a t-shirt with the tux
oh yeah, I
t-shirt.
saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, and his top hat. He was walking around the house like that, and then he fell asleep, like sitting up. And he's like, "I think I'm going to bed now."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the Jordan's home, our daughter. So she, her and her one of her best friends is here. So they were in the
Mhm.
basement. Like, we felt the floor thumping. I was like, "Wow, that was us a couple years ago."
Ooh, to be young and to be younger,
Right.
I'll say, to be
And
younger
full of
those days.
energy and vibrant. Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into the tea of the day. I just
mhm.
want to tell everybody again it's a new year, but the disclaimer is still the disclaimer. Oh, child, the
It's all right.
disclaimer.
We knew what you meant. We knew what you meant, girl.
The disclaimer is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
We are not tea experts. You should speak to your doctor when drinking herbal tea, as there are potential side effects when mixed with some medication. Herbal tea should not be a substitute for medication, and we are not affiliated with any of these companies, nor are these endorsements. So, what is the tea on the table, Nat?
So first of all, for 2021, we just want to let y'all know January is National Hot Tea Month. So of course we are excited about that here at Sip and Tea. So some historical tidbits: the Tea Council of the USA was founded in 1950 and recognizes National Hot Tea Month every single January. So just a little factoid for you. So how can you observe and kind of participate as much as you can? Sip some tea, post an aesthetically, can't get that out. Aesthetically pleasing photo of some tea that you like or of yourself. Do some hashtags, National Hot Tea. You can put a little sipping tea, Nat and Z underscore pod if you want to put that on there too with your little hot tea picture.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to be posting different ways of brewing tea, steeping tea, different tea factoids for you for the month throughout the month. So check that out on our social media pages on Facebook and IG. So the tea for today is called Organic Healthy Vision Tea. So it has, a double meaning. Of course, we're talking about vision boards and intentions. So looking forward to the new year. But this tea is actually a blend designed to improve your eyesight. It contains some bilberry, ginkgo biloba, and those things are both known to preserve your vision. And then there's some other little niceties and sweet flavors with anise seeds that add to that, and some green tea. Green tea provides a really nice mellow flavor to it as well. So, these things can help you with a vision boost, you
Yes.
know, physically, and then
Mm-hmm.
also give you some clarity to go into, what we want to talk about on this particular episode. Some of the tea ingredients are organic green tea, which contains a lot of beneficial things for eyesight, as I mentioned. They're oxidative damage and loss. So for that glaucoma, some of you may have, this may help. So there's some organic ginkgo biloba and helps increase blood flow to the eyes, which helps protect and preserve them as well. And as you're aging, as we're all getting older, some of us have glasses now. Most of us, like, I know, I'm like, ooh, I can't see that. Where are my
Girl,
glasses?
I should have had my glasses on right now
Ooh,
because this is.
exactly,
I bought
exactly.
some blue, what is it, blue light glasses
Mm-hmm.
too.
Oh,
So to
really?
help, because
How are
with
those?
working, so
Mm-hmm.
far so good. Like when I watch TV or if I'm staring at the screen, like with work,
Mm-hmm.
my glasses are okay, but sometimes the blue light vision glasses help.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something if you're out there listening. In addition to this tea, you might want to get some blue light glasses to help with your
That's good
vision
to
when you're
know.
watching. Because we stare at our screens all the time.
All day, all day, and I
So
think you also have that feature on your phone too,
yeah,
for
yeah,
blue
yeah.
light and stuff
Some.
to help
Mhm.
you with that.
Mhm.
So something else to put on your checklist of things to do.
Yes.
But as I mentioned, the organic bilberry leaves has long been used for its healing eye properties, and it supposedly may help with night vision. And I know some of us are
Oh
getting a little
yes.
older at night. Ooh, that night vision,
I don't need to be on the road at night. I'm just letting you know right now. My ass does
Lord.
not need to be on the road at night. I can't see shit.
Note to self: if Dreamer says you're going out at night, just don't.
Mm.
Keep your
You
ass
know
at
how they say
home.
you need 20/20? I'd be like 40/40 out there on
Ooh,
that.
Lord.
Everything's double.
Oh, y'all, please be careful if you know you're gonna be on. This one definitely specifically helps glaucoma and cataracts. So that's just a reinforcement of some of the other stuff we talked about. Then there's some fennel, which contains vitamin C, help prevent macular degeneration and reducing inflammation. And then last but not least is organic turmeric. And we know turmeric has been a buzzword for all of last year, but it's definitely something you want to bring into the new year moving forward. and it can help reduce inflammation on multiple levels throughout the body, and of
Mm,
course with your eyes. So,
yes.
and help reduce different risk of eye diseases. So, as far as your physical vision, that's something that we wanted the tea to help nurture. And then, as
Mm-hmm.
far as your vision for the new year, we figured we would combine them and enjoy them accordingly. So,
Yes,
with
ma'am.
that, what's going on with some hot tea?
Ain't a lot going on really because I
Hmm.
think people were just like, let me sit my ass down
Please.
and usher 2021 in some peace.
Mm-hmm.
So some
Hmm.
people, were just low key, which I appreciate. So the first thing is Lamar Odom. So you know who Lamar Odom is. He used to play for the Lakers, the Clippers. He's been all around. He famously was married to Khloe Kardashian at one
Hmm.
point. And then you remember he had that drug
Hmm.
overdose and was in a coma and it was looking kind of dire. And then he wound up coming out of it. So it seemed like he was getting his life back together.
Hmm.
He met a young lady.
I thought so. Did he
Um,
get married or was about to get
no,
married?
they were engaged to.
Engaged.
He
Okay.
was engaged to someone, to a young lady named Sabrina Parr,
Hmm.
and I don't know, my spidey senses was going off. She seemed a little, bit of an attention grabber, but
Oh.
he seems to be doing well. They seem to be in love. Seem to be is the key phrase here
That's what I'm
because
hearing is seem.
yes,
Seem.
their engagement ended recently, and then he
Oh.
came out on social media I think about 2 days ago, saying that she's been holding his social media accounts hostage
What?
and that he doesn't have access to any of his passwords. And he's been trying to log in to kind of take control of that. And she's saying, you're a liar. But I will say this, when they did break up, there was a post that went out, and a lot of people were saying it didn't sound like him
Uh-huh.
posting it. It did sound like maybe she was posting it. Um,
Oh, wow.
so it seems like there is some bad blood there. I hope nothing but the best, especially for him because of his
Right.
struggles with addiction and things
Hmm.
like this could kind of take people
To
left.
another, yeah,
hmm And they
another
can start to
level.
spiral. So I hope that that's not what's going on here.
Yeah.
I hope that they can resolve whatever it is amicably and move on in peace and love.
Hmm.
But we'll see. Before I get into Lori Harvey, I'm going to talk about Nicki Minaj.
Uh-huh.
So Nicki Minaj tried to break the internet the last couple of days, and she released adorable photos of her son.
Oh, that's right. I
She
did hear about
hasn't
that.
said the name of her son yet. She just calls him Papa Bear. And in true Nicki Minaj ghetto mama fashion, he had on a chain that was probably worth more than my house. He had on what looked to
Wow.
be like a diamond encrusted watch.
Wait,
Um,
how old is he?
3 months.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he can use it as a pinky finger. Pinky
Yes,
on a pinky
he
finger.
was decked out, but he is adorable. He is adorable. I love babies, and he was so cute. I think she's kind of saving some more of the more juicy tidbits of her pregnancy and
Okay. Hmm.
baby's name for her docu series.
Oh,
She
she's doing one
has
of
a
those.
docu series that's going to be coming out soon on HBO Max.
Oh, wow.
So I think the Barbs, as they call them, will be very excited for that. To see, more about her pregnancy journey and to find out the name of the baby. So,
Oh, okay.
congrats to her.
Nice.
Lori Harvey. So, I just want to touch on this briefly. Lori Harvey, as you know, is the stepdaughter of Steve Harvey.
Hmm.
Now, Lori Harvey's mama, that's a whew, if you want to learn game, her mama is the one you need to learn game from.
Oh,
Okay, her mama
damn.
had kids with a whole nother man, got with Steve Harvey, must have put it on him so much that he, I believe, adopted these kids
Oh,
or
snap.
he just allowed them to have his last name.
Mm.
Because Lori Harvey is not Steve Harvey's biological daughter.
Mm.
So let's just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she has been involved with some notable celebrities.
Right.
At one point, she was engaged to like a soccer player. And then when that engagement ended, people had linked her with Puffy's son, Christian, and
Mm-hmm.
then with Diddy, and then with Trey
Wait, and they
Songz.
would wait, what?
Yes, and I'm gonna get to that. Then with Diddy, then with Trey Songz, then back to Diddy, then Future,
Oh.
all this stuff. So apparently, from what I hear in the internet streets,
Mm-hmm.
she was really with Diddy when people were putting her with his son, Justin,
Christian.
not Christian. It was
Justin. Oh,
Justin.
okay, Justin. Mm-hmm.
But because he was still with Cassie at the time,
Oh,
they was trying to be low key about it. So it
scandalous.
appeared that she was with Justin, but she really was with Diddy. So then
Oh,
she broke up with him and then got with Trey Songz. And she was in a relationship with Trey Songz
hmm,
until she found out he had a baby on the way. So then
oh,
she broke it off with him.
that kind of throws a wrench in it.
Yeah. And, and then she got with Future and she was in a relationship, or she got with Diddy again. And
Uh-huh.
then that fell off. And then she got back with Future. Got with Future. And she was with him for an extended period of time.
Oh, wow.
They broke up and then we didn't hear anything from her. Now she's popping back up on the scene with Michael B. Jordan. And the reason why I'm bringing this all up is
Mm-hmm.
because people are really coming for her, saying that she needs to slow down. She's ran through. She's for the streets. She's a hoe. And I'm like, but here Future is
Mm,
on his
bring it.
17th
Come
public
on, come
relationship,
on, come on, preach. Isn't he
probably
engaged
prepping her
now?
to be his 11th baby mama. And nobody's
Mm,
saying shit about him. And she's been in relationships. Here's the thing: these are relationships. These aren't people that she's just been
chilling, kicking Netflix and
right.
chilling.
She's actually in appears to be relationships. So I'm thinking to myself, why do we have to attach such a negative
Yes.
stigma? Why would you have to, you know, come at her in such a negative way for
Mm,
the way she chooses to be in relationships? But these men out here
just
flinging their ding having
all
multiple baby mamas,
that
some
part.
at the same time, and we
Mm.
don't say nothing. She's young. She's beautiful.
And she's allowed to date and who
She's
she
allowed to
wants,
do
when
what
she
she
wants to
wants.
date. The double standard is some bullshit
It
on
is.
so many levels
And she bagged Michael
culturally.
B. Jordan. Like,
Hey, hello. Good morning.
hey,
Hi.
he's the sexiest man alive right now, okay? I ain't mad at
They're
her.
just hating. Haters want to hate.
Right. I just would like for the double standard to stop.
And who's coming for her more, you think? Women or men?
That's a good question. I see a lot of black women coming for her.
I was
I
about
do,
to say,
unfortunately. I see a lot of black women
unfortunately, I thought
coming
it was
for her.
that too. And I think that has to do with jealousy
Hmm.
and just wondering, well, how is it she gets access to so many people? Because, there's just some, and we'll talk about this in some other episodes, but when it comes to some black women getting along with other black women and trying to be happy for them and wherever they are in their life,
Ooh, you
it
can't do it.
it's just, man, for whatever reason, it's like the hardest thing in the world for them,
It
for
is.
for
We're the
some of
hardest
us.
on ourselves sometimes, which is
Yes,
very unfortunate.
extremely,
It's
extremely.
just bad.
And
It's just
it
bad.
messes with your head. It just messes
Hmm.
with your sight. It's just not a good look all the way
No,
around.
no.
There should not, the whole crabs in a barrel thing with black women
Please
sometimes
stop it. Right.
is just ridiculous,
It
utterly
is
ridiculous.
utterly.
And how you coming for that woman? Leave her alone. Let her live
Leave
her
her
life.
alone. She's living her good life, and I'm telling you, if I look like
Mm,
her, and I had a body like her, and I
hello.
was young like her,
Ooh, ooh.
I'd be
Michael, say what?
a fucking problem in these streets. I
You
would have been
ain't
a problem in these streets. Okay.
ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
So
Say
leave that
something if
girl
you want
alone.
to.
Right. Leave that girl alone.
Mm.
And lastly, just want to give, I've had a couple people ask me, like, oh, what are you watching? What are you watching?
Oh yes.
So, what I'm watching right now,
Hmm.
Bridgerton, I'm
Oh, I'm
almost
about to
done.
start. I'm like keep falling asleep, but I gotta finish.
Ooh, I'm almost done. I got one more episode left.
Ooh.
I don't know if y'all have been watching. If y'all have it, please watch it. It is good. It's on Netflix. An
Mm-hmm.
8 episode series. I'm gonna just say the Duke's pull-out game is strong. It's strong. If you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. So check that out. Um, Cobra Kai, excellent. This is now
Mm-hmm.
season 3
Mm.
of the post Karate Kid movie
Really?
franchise. This is so good. It's good in the cheesiest sense of the word, right?
Uh-huh.
It's so like it takes me back to the 80s. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me relive my childhood, and I'm enjoying seeing like my nephew enjoy it
Mm-hmm.
and watching his perspective because of course we all said and all have thought watching the Karate Kid movies that Daniel's son is the
Yep.
hero.
Of course.
But these kids nowadays are watching it and saying Daniel is the bully and Johnny is the hero.
What?
So it's interesting to see the shift with the series, but
Oh
it's
wow.
excellent. I implore
Check
anybody to
it
watch
out.
it. I do believe it's a good series to watch with your family.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and watch it. And I did watch Wonder Woman 84.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Charlie
I
loved
agree.
it, which I appreciate because I like the fact that she can see a strong woman and she's like wants to be that. Like she's
Mm,
like, "Oh, Wonder Woman. I want to watch Wonder Woman."
right.
So, I like that it empowered her.
Good.
I just wasn't a big fan of it. But I'm partial to Marvel, so that could
Yes.
also
I think
be what
that's,
it's
yeah,
about.
because this is like a Marvel household. But
Yeah,
DC is always so dark sometimes.
it
They're
is a little
very,
too.
very rarely have any levity to what they're doing. You
But
know
I
what I
will
mean?
say I like the Batman trilogy with Christian Bale. Of
Yes.
all of the DC
Yes.
comic franchise movie things,
Mm-hmm.
that was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, that was good. And
So,
is that the one that had Heath in it?
yes, yeah, he
Because
was the
he was a
Joker. So,
phenomenal Joker.
phenomenal.
Oh my
My
goodness.
favorite Joker. So,
Hands
yes, better than
down.
Jack Nicholson. At me if
Hands
you want to.
down. He
At me.
was. You said at me.
If you're
At
gonna
me.
talk about me, at me.
At me if you want to, boo. Oh
I
my
said
God.
what I
I
said.
said
So,
what I said, ma'am. That's
so
cool.
that's it.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So with that, we're gonna take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're gonna jump right into tea time. And we are back. So getting into the tea time for today. As we mentioned, this episode is called Putting Intentions into Actions and Vision Boarding, right? So, that's like vision boarding is a big, buzzword for everything over the past couple of years. Vision boarding this, me and my girls, we've done vision boarding parties and whatnot. So a lot of times the concept seems so far away, like from the 30,000 foot view. Like, what does that mean? How do you drill down into what actually that looks like for
Hmm.
vision boarding, and how do you take your intentions? Because remember last week we talked about no what do you call them, resolutions, more so
No resolution.
intentions, right?
Hmm.
So and viewing that your thoughts and your goals as intentions moving forward, it can be a lot more fulfilling when you put them into action into the vision board. But one thing that I will say, one thing that I think we all struggle with is when we have our resolutions, they never come to fruition. When
Yes.
they're like, yes, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by January 25th. Okay, great. No,
Hmm.
and you don't even have a plan. You just
Right.
you just put it out there into the universe. I mean, that's all well and good, but you actually have to have some hardcore plans of executing these. And some of the ways that unfortunately we fail, we don't shed what's not working. Like we see something that's going on, but we continue to do it. The I forget who's the owner of the quote, but doing the same thing expecting a different result is insanity.
Hmm.
So if it's not working, try, stop doing it. You know why you're doing it, or maybe
Hmm.
you don't know why you're doing it. So maybe you need to sit there and figure out why you're doing it so you can actually cut it off. Um, Also, you're not organized enough, and this is speaking to how are you planning out your intentions
Oh yeah.
moving forward. Because if you haven't sat down with yourself, I mean, this is if you are a planner, like Z is the ultimate planner, like this is her wheelhouse to plan.
It is.
I'm like, gonna go with the flow. I'll do some outlines, then I'll fill it in as I go. Because I'm more of that, I think I'll see what this works like or this does it. But even so, you still need to be organized, regardless, however you approach it, whatever that level may be, to help you zone in on what it is you're trying to do. Then, if you're not really clear on the big picture, you're looking at everybody else's resolutions or intentions, and you haven't identified them as some for your own that you're trying to work on yourself. That can really cause a bit of confusion and enable you to not be able to organize. And then you don't trust your gut on where to focus, which also feeds into whatever you're looking at, what everybody else is doing. And you really don't need to be worried about that, honestly, because at the end of the day, you need to figure out what's going to work for you,
Hmm.
what's good for your situation, where you are in your particular area of life, what you're dealing with, and do inventory. And then when you're doing inventory, some of that takes some time to recharge. A lot of us keep going and going and going. If 2020 has taught us nothing else other than to sit down and be quiet and take that time to leverage on what can I do differently. Maybe I just need to sit here and be quiet. You know, me being dealing with my illnesses, I was going to go back to work in January or in December, and then I realized my body was like, "Oh, for real? That's what you think? Sit down and be quiet." It's only been 2 months, so sometimes you need to sit down and be quiet and recharge to get yourself clear on what it is that you think you want to do and how you
Hmm.
want to move forward going with your goals and how to motivate yourself to bring these aspirations into fruition.
Absolutely.
You know, so one thing that can definitely help with that is at least starting to create a sacred space for yourself. Now, this can be anything. This could be a closet. This could be a corner in the room. This could be your bathroom. Hell, it could be your car, like garage, whatever. But having a dedicated space for yourself so that you can sit down and hone in on what it is that you need and you want going into this next year is so, so important.
It's very important.
So, so important.
It's
Like,
very
I
important.
cannot, yes, I cannot stress it enough. I know I've been lucky enough to have my own sacred space for where I do my meditation in the morning, where I do journaling, sometimes some stretching, and it's been invaluable as I'm going through my healing process. But that's something that I had to work up to and actually
Hmm.
set intentions to dedicate that time to. So it didn't just happen overnight. It's something you really have to be mindful of. So, you know, those are some areas of where to start, but there's a lot of things that you need to actually get yourself going where the rubber hits the road, as far as supplies and stuff like that.
Yes, you need to, if you haven't invested in some of these supplies, you can, it doesn't cost a lot. You go to the dollar store. The dollar store is a great resource to pick up a lot of these supplies.
Hmm.
So you can get any kind of board, right? You can get a cork board or a poster board. I bought some poster board in a pack. It was about 8 in a pack. And it was an investment because I said, well, I'm going to be vision boarding the
Hmm.
next year and the year after and the year
Yep.
after that. And it kind of forces me to be accountable to make sure that I'm consistently, preparing my vision for the new year.
Right.
Cork boards are just as good because they're reusable.
Hmm.
You can put your vision up and you could put it up with a, pins or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, and then you can take a picture of it so you can have it and carry it with you. And then you can always take the stuff off the board and use it for your next year.
Right, and update it as you accomplish certain things.
Right. Right. You can do a journal or a hybrid of both. So you can
Hmm.
journal. I've done that in years past. I've journaled, making sure that my journaling aligns with whatever my
Hmm.
vision board is. You can get some scissors, some tapes, like I said, some pens, glue sticks. I use glue sticks. Glue sticks seem to be the best
Hmm.
for me. You
Less
can use
messy.
less messy, definitely.
Hmm.
You can do markers, stickers, or anything else you can think of to kind of deck your board out. If you're an artist, maybe
Hmm.
draw some things. Magazines that you can cut images and quotes from. Now, I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make when we're doing this is that we have too many magazines and
Yeah.
we kind of get like magazine overload and it's just like so much
So
information.
true. That
I
happened
would
to me this
say
week while I was going through mine.
yes.
Because I kept finding new magazines to be like,
Me
ooh,
too.
ooh.
Me
And I was
too.
like, I have to stop. Just stop with
Me
this
too.
pile.
I would say about 3 to 5. And if you want, maybe you can, if depending on what you have on your vision board, maybe categorize the magazines into whatever bucket it is
Mm,
that you're doing for your vision board.
yeah.
So if you're doing stuff for your health, maybe get some like Shape. I think that's one
Yes. Yeah.
magazine.
I have
Maybe
that.
get a Shape magazine. If you're doing something where you want to upgrade or zhuzh, like we talked about your home, maybe get a home decor magazine.
Hmm.
If you are really into making sure that Black women are empowered in your life going
Hmm.
forward. Maybe get Essence or, try to
Right.
tailor the magazines around whatever it is that your
It'll
vision is.
help.
It
It'll help
really
you
will help.
focus.
Definitely. And make sure that you put stuff on your vision board that you want to look at every day, right? You can do photos, quotes, sayings, images of places that you might want to travel once we get out this COVID bullshit, reminder of events that you may have coming up, places and people that you want to see and visit. postcards from friends, or just about anything that you feel is going to inspire you, right?
Right.
You can also go a little new school
Mm-hmm.
and create a digital vision board. You can use Pinterest to do this. There's also some software I think out there that will help you create a digital vision board.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do a combination of both, right? You
Yeah.
can do digital and old school. I prefer old school.
Yeah.
That's just me. I just like to have a hands on approach to creating my vision board
Mm-hmm.
because it makes me feel like I'm actually putting in the effort. So I say give yourself about a stress free now hour or
Mm-hmm.
two to put your board together. You know, pre-COVID, you could have invited your friends over.
Mm-hmm. That's what we used to do.
Yes.
We've had two
Um,
vision board parties, which have lasted all day,
yes, they
longer
have.
than 2 hours.
They actually have. But you can also maybe do a Zoom
Mm-hmm.
vision party. I know some people have Zoom exhaustion and you
Yeah.
may not want to do that, but it could be a good idea to do to kind of get your girlfriends together and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Maybe we'll do that next month
yes,
or this.
you could, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll do that.
You could set the mood, get a candle,
Mm-hmm.
turn off the TV, maybe
Mm-hmm.
turn on some relaxing music just
Mm-hmm.
to clear your space, your mental space and then your
So
physical
important.
space.
So
I think it's
important.
very, very important. And now, now that you have your supplies, it's time to really visualize, right? And
Mm-hmm.
put what you want to be on your board.
Yeah, and that's individual based, while you're going through this time. So when we suggested clearing your space. So for example, when we and the girls got together in the years past, we did a meditation type thing,
Which was
a
awesome.
guided, thanks. I'm glad y'all liked it. The guided meditation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we did a shout out to our friend Heather, who also has a compilation of things for recreating your sacred space and healing space. So, we sat down, did a guided meditation to get our heads right, and then were able to go into the vision board process, because we were calm, not stressing, our minds weren't, so if you have the time and the opportunity to do that process, it's huge. It helps with the visualization while you're sitting there meditating and clearing your head. One thing that I think is really important takeaway with vision boards, they should focus on how you want to feel for
Oh
the
yeah.
year. That's huge. How does looking at the board make you feel? Does it make you feel empowered? Do you feel excited? It's not supposed to be something where you're like, I haven't done this yet, or type of thing. It's supposed to uplift you moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
And focus on, also things that you want. Is there a personal mission statement that you've developed for yourself? I think that's important also. And some folks may think that's only like for a brand or a company, but there's certain guiding principles that you have as an individual that will help you stay on track with whatever vision you're trying to attain and trying to bring into fruition for your life.
I
You
think we
know,
should start there too. I think starting with the personal mission statement
hmm
kind of will help drive the entire vision boarding process.
definitely, definitely. And don't belabor it, but definitely give your, and it doesn't have to be long,
Mm-mm.
at all. Just, something like, it's kind of like an affirmation, like I am affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And those can evolve into your personal mission statement and be intertwined with your intentions on what you plan on doing. And those comes with affirmative words and short and long-term goals. You
Mm.
have to make sure it's something that you can attain within the next, hell, maybe the next day. Like when I say, I mean, you gotta take the victories when you can. If,
Yes,
if you say I'm gonna drink water, I'm gonna drink half my body weight in water tomorrow. That is a goal, and
that
that is a
is.
vision. And then go day by day if you need to. And then if you have dreams of, of course we talk about new year, new body, new me, new you, whatever, blah blah blah. That's great, but you need to take time to visualize yourself in that space. Picture
Mm-hmm.
yourself, what you want yourself to look like. What are the choices you can make? Z made some references to this in some of our past episodes. What behaviors can you make part of your daily routine so that you can attain that body? Not just I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight.
Right, right.
Like I'm gonna eat vegetables with every meal. And the result of that is that and you're gonna drink water with every meal. Is that you will lose weight instead of just focusing on I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And then there's quotes and mantras. I'm big on quotes and mantras. I love seeing different ones on IG or some past on Facebook, and I usually push those out every day at some point. I may not do anything else, but um, pushing out quotes and inspirational things can really help you focus on that next day, that next goal, that next intention. And then if you have a title or theme, and Z referenced this earlier, like if you're gonna do something with food, if you're gonna do home and gardens or something, or sur la I don't know, bon appetit. Like if you want to learn how to cook something,
Mm-hmm.
then make that a vision board. If you want to be working out, set your intentions of how often you plan on working out. And whatever working out is for you. And then if there's a personal or family type vision board that you have, be able to focus your cutouts and your quotes aligned with that. And we say that because the pictures that you're cutting out really do help you visualize.
They do.
They really, really do. And don't, one thing I will say, don't get caught up so much in the visual stuff, like, oh, I wish I looked like that, or I wish I had that. And then it ends up being self-deprecating, and it defeats the whole purpose.
Right.
It's something that you want to strive towards, but understand that you're okay with where you are, but you just want to improve upon where you are. You know what I mean? And see what are the steps that you need to do so that you can manifest all the things that you've put down on your board.
Yep.
So
I think that's really good. No, I was just thinking, like you said, you could put, like you said, the pictures of yourself up, but dreams are good.
Mm-hmm.
What are your dreams, your aspirations, like you were saying? Like, what are the things that you want to accomplish? And it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. You may want to have a better overall mental health. So how are you going to attain that? Maybe one of your dreams is to, travel to Bali. How are you going to do that? And I think sometimes when we put our dreams to a vision board,
Mm-hmm.
it really helps push and motivate us to get to that particular dream.
To take those next steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quotes and mantras, like you said, are really good to have. What is your mantra? Is it love free, live free?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, my mantra this year is going to be live your best life?
Yep.
Maybe your mantra is balling on a budget.
Hey.
Right? Maybe your mantra is dream fearlessly.
Yes.
Or goodbye to mommy guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is. Make sure that, and maybe you have more than one mantra. Maybe all those are your mantras, and put that all on your vision board.
All of them. Faith is bigger than fear. Stuff those little.
Whoa! Say that again.
Make sure your faith is bigger than your fear.
Hello.
Lean into that one. I have that one in my sacred space, right next to my altar, that I can look at every day and remind myself to process those things accordingly.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I like that one helps me get through some stuff. But yeah, if you have more than one, go for it. If you have one for every chakra you have, we can talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Yes.
But for each area of your life, you can have a mantra for each area of your life. Your protection, for how you communicate, how you feel, how you love, how you take care of yourself. How your mental, each area of your life you can have a mantra for.
Exactly.
So.
And when you do all of this, you have to then take the manifestation and put it to action, right? You have to manifest and you have to put it into action. And how can we do that? How does that happen? Well, I think one of the good things is to determine and define your why and how, and do that early, right?
So important.
Because once you've identified that, you could take a few moments to clarify why it matters to you and how you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to just put pictures on a board, but it's another thing to kind of understand why and how. You want to lose weight? Why?
Right. What is your motivation for that?
What is your motivation for it? Is it vanity, which is not knocking?
No.
If there's vanity,
hey.
Right. If you want to look like Lori Harvey in a swimsuit.
Hey. Hello. Gold.
If you want to look like Ashanti.
Hello. I'm trying to look like Megan Thee Stallion.
Hello. Yes.
Body,
okay.
Body. I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. If that's your why, okay. So how you gonna get there?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? You want to ball on a budget.
Hey.
right?
Marshalls, TJ Maxx.
Exactly. You
Just
want the
saying.
newest Yves Saint Laurent bag. How you gonna get it?
Crazy.
Why do you want it?
Yes, yes. If you feel
Because
you
sometimes,
deserve it, okay,
right.
that's
And
okay.
sometimes when you ask yourself why, you may come to realize
Mm,
there is no why, and maybe this isn't really important to
mm,
me as I thought, because
right.
I can't even figure out why I want it.
Yep. That part. Who are you trying to impress? The
Hello,
Joneses?
good morning.
Mm. Do you have enough money outside of the bag to purchase that bag to put that in the bag? Can you get the bag with the money in the bag?
Right. Can you do it without using Afterpay or Quad Pay?
Ooh,
Not say that those are bad things,
those are
but
lovely
that
things.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you have to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put those things into to play as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say one of the things is celebrate your small wins. So you've
Mm.
done this. You've put your vision board
Say
up.
it again, please. People don't
Let's
do
make
that enough.
they don't make sure you're celebrating your small wins, and
Yes.
maybe break your actions into bite-sized tasks so that you can celebrate along the way.
Yes.
So you wanted to lose weight. When you get to that 5 pound mark, celebrate that.
Yes. Don't go out and eat a cheesecake. Just celebrate in another healthy way.
Right. You said you wanted to make sure that you had $20,000 in the bank by the end of the
Mm,
year. You saved your first two. Celebrate that.
yeah. Yeah. Now don't use it to go get the East Laurent. Just saying. Mm, that's your goal. Stick to it.
Stick to
Stick to
it.
it.
Hello.
Stick to it.
This next one I think is very important. And I think we do have this. Get a dream or an intention
Ooh,
partner,
I like this one.
because you're more likely to achieve a goal. You're
Mm,
more likely to stick with an intention if you have someone else who knows about it and
yeah.
will keep you accountable.
Accountability. That is so true. That's a
That's
good point.
that this is a no-brainer. I think
Yeah.
in our tribe we currently have a workout
Yes.
group chat going on,
It's great.
and we post pictures
Hmm.
of not our progress but of what we've done that day, because
Right.
it holds people accountable.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
had I hit a brick wall a few weeks ago where I was just like, you know what, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be 300 pounds and I don't care, because I'm done. This is bullshit.
You were like Z
I'm done. I had a pity party for a day.
for a
But
day.
then I came back around, and I came back
Hmm.
around because I had accountability partners that pushed me and motivated me to keep on
Yeah.
going.
We're good about that.
Don't set limits.
Mm.
I'm going to say this again. Don't set limits. Because when we give ourselves permission to raise our expectations, we can be surprised beyond belief by
Mm.
the outcome. If
Yes.
you want to meet Oprah Winfrey,
Hey.
just say you want to meet Oprah Winfrey.
Don't
Don't
do
set
it.
a limit.
Right.
You want to get married to Idris? Hey,
Hey.
he married, but don't let that stop you, boo.
Don't let that stop. You go on and be determined.
Don't set limits.
Now, how those limits push back, you don't have control about that, but don't set your limits.
Don't set them limits, boo. Be your own safety net. I think that this is really important too for folks in their 20s and 30s.
Yes.
You want to stop thinking about saving and just do it, right? You
Yeah.
want to be your own safety net. So if something happens, you can rely on yourself to get your ass out of it, right? You don't have to
Real.
rely on your mom or your dad or your family members to help you out. One thing that I know about me, and I did not have, I had to be my own safety net. My mom died when she was, which is something we'll get into. My mom died when she was 44, and I'm going to be 44 in just a few days. And, at that particular point in time, I didn't have a very close relationship with my father, and I wasn't going to rely on my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized if I didn't do what I needed to do, I was going to be asked out. So sometimes you're forced into being your own safety net.
Right.
But if you have the option of doing it, do it for yourself.
That's great. I like that one. It's a huge, and that's so far-reaching on many levels.
It
Not
is.
just financially, but
No, it's not just financially.
Self-care, like that encompasses
Yes.
self-care.
Yes.
Being your own safety net.
So fund your dream, like develop a concrete strategy to pay for them, whether it's saving $10 a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have these dreams of doing things. You have a dream of owning a new car. You have a dream of owning a new house. You have a dream of going to Bali.
Yep.
You have a dream of getting married in Paris. We have these dreams, but we never fund the dream.
Mm.
We fund
Truly.
them in the mind, but never in the pockets. We need to fund them in the
Yes.
pockets.
Say that again, because we will fund a whole little shopping spree. Get to that checkout where they ask for tax and shipping, and we're like, oh no, we just gonna throw that away.
a lot of us put shit in the cart, but we'll
Yes,
never check out.
exactly, exactly. Because we don't want to let that next shoe drop or pull the trigger.
Right.
So you definitely need to make sure that's incorporated in your thinking process of getting things
Mm-hmm.
done and holding yourself accountable,
Yep.
which is huge. Um, so one thing when you're holding yourself accountable, I would say, as you're going through this, we mentioned this before, you got to revisit your vision board. It is a
Yes.
living, breathing document, journal, however you choose to have it manifest for you. It's great, and I think a lot of times people may get vision board fatigue, because they were huge for, they're huge every year. There's whole websites. People have started their own businesses. I've done workshops on them, and they're great, but they need to live and breathe with you as you're going through your year. You kind of just you can't just put stuff up there and like wish, have
Mm-hmm.
an open wish that it's going to happen. That's not how that works.
Right.
You definitely have to say how are you going to have this materialize.
Mm-hmm.
Go, when you're looking at things, if something has been accomplished, take it off that you've accomplished that, and celebrate that small victory.
Yep.
And if you need to start all over, that's okay. If you need to revisit, that is quite all right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat yourself up for it. Just be like, I don't like this one. I think I'm gonna do this vision stuff over here, and that's fine. And then if you should always make sure it shouldn't be overrun with pictures and quotes and stuff, because you have to allow yourself some room for growth. And
Mm-hmm.
if there's something that as you're revisiting it, that you want to add, give
Yes.
yourself that little bit of room and leeway and grace
Mm-hmm.
to do that. And then make put it into like post-it notes. Some folks I know have different mantras and stuff they may put on their mirror as they're getting ready for work. And I know we're not going to work, but we still gotta look in the mirror when we wake up. I hope y'all are, get the crust out your eye. So make sure
Mm-hmm.
that you can see what you're going towards for that particular day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then if you want to make if you took a picture of it so it's in your phone so you can carry it with you.
Which
Or
is a
have
good
it,
idea.
yes, which is a great idea. Or have one, a mini vision board that you take with you in your journal, and you can make notes through it during the day. If something is, speaks to you during the day, or something that you're doing and you want to hold yourself accountable, and write a note to yourself that I was able to accomplish at least 2 steps in this
Right.
day,
Right.
and track your progress. It really, really, it helps. It really, truly does. I have my vision board I still have up from 2019, because there's things on there that I'm still working towards to attaining,
Me too.
you
Me too.
know, and then you can transfer some of those thoughts and goals to your next year, so that there's a stream of consciousness that you're on a path, and that you've seen that you've made those strides.
Right.
So don't just throw it away. But I know sometimes folks are like, I did a vision board and it's in the back of my closet. Okay, well, maybe put it on a little smaller piece of paper so you
Mm-hmm.
can actually have it with you in your room, in your office, on your desk, or something to that effect, and
Right.
just make sure you go back and, update and revisit, because something you thought you wanted, like Z said, and you get it and you're like, this is not what I thought.
Exactly.
I need to figure out something else.
Right. Which is a good segue to what I've put on to my vision board this year. So what I did was I looked at my 2020 vision board, and I said, okay, what things was I able to accomplish from there?
Mm-hmm.
And what do I want to either further, take a step further, or add? So this year, my vision board was all about family, wealth, health, and self.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I broke my categories. So with my family, I said I want to be parenting with intention. I want to be more mindful of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have more date nights with my husband. Yes, granted, we've been in COVID and that's been a little difficult, but there are ways that I think we can incorporate date nights in the home once the baby is asleep that will help us, maintain our connection. And if COVID stops being a bitch and we can
Mm.
start to vacation, I do want to take more family vacations. So that's and just be mindful that family is everything and we should be nurturing those relationships. And family is, you know, it could be your household family, your blood family, but also your friends. Like, and that was one of another thing I said by my family relations with my friends. I want to make sure that I strengthen those and keep those going into the new year. Wealth, again, save like I mean it. I say I'm going to save, but I really need to save like I mean it. I want to be able to retire without financial stress. And, we met with the financial advisor last year, and he really set us up to really be on the path to retire without financial stress.
Very
So that is
imaginative. Oh,
definitely a goal for me. And fund my goals. I do need to start. I was talking to myself when I said have a concrete strategy. There are goals that I want, but I really need to start setting aside the money to really fund those goals. And then making sure that I do a monthly and yearly budget. I find that if I just do a monthly budget, I don't really take into full consideration what I spent for the year. So
mm.
I saw this thing where this says,
Okay.
okay, if you don't look at your finances from the year before, how much money did you spend on Amazon?
Mm.
How much money?
Mm.
When you look at that, you're like, oh crap. Okay,
Right.
so how much
Very
money are
good.
you going to spend the year on Amazon?
Right.
You said you're going to spend $1,000. That's it. You've allocated $1,000 for the year for Amazon. So here come January, you already spent $500. But now okay, I said $1,000 for the year. I've
Right.
already spent 500. I only have 500 left. That's all I've allocated for this year. So as soon as I go over it, it's a
Right.
wrap. Because I think what I do is when I say I'm only going to spend this much a month,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I went a little bit over. But then I give myself the same budget for the next month. No, no, no. So I'm going to do it for the year and see how that works out. My health, I'm going to commit myself 100% with mind, body, spirit, and money. So I think I may invest in a personal trainer at some point this year when things feel a little safer to do that. I want to snack happy. I think I am an emotional eater, so I think I snack when I'm stressed or sad. I don't snack happy. And I think if you snack happy, you probably will snack less. That's my mindset. That's what I'm going with. Water. I want to make sure that I am doing, half my weight in ounces in water. I
Mm-hmm.
want to keep up with that. Self, live more, stress less. I am all about this year. I
Mm.
cannot be around high strung, high energy people because
Mm-hmm.
it's draining. And I can't have that energy. I've learned to kind of just take things as they are
Mm-hmm.
and say, be that what it may, you know?
Yep.
I can't control it, so I'm not going to try to.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be more confident in my inner and outer beauty, regardless of size. So I've stopped
Ooh,
focusing on the
amen. Please
size,
say that again, because somebody will scoop that one up.
be more confident in my inner and outer beauty, regardless of my size.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm focused on. I stopped worrying about what size I am and just worrying about, do I feel good?
Mm.
When I put my clothes on, do I feel good? When I look at myself when I'm naked, do I feel good? That's
Mm-hmm.
all I'm concerned with. Be strong, but be vulnerable. I think one of the things for me is vulnerability for me was always seen as, I always saw it as a weakness. If I show any
Mm-hmm.
kind of vulnerability, and it's not, vulnerability is not a weakness. And
Not at
then
all.
luxury is an option. And it could go either one of two ways, right? I don't need to deprive myself. Sometimes I want things.
Mm-hmm.
I can afford these things, but I feel guilty
Mm.
for indulging in those things. Our manager is like, not me. She's
No,
mouthing,
no,
not
not
me.
me.
And that is more of the mindset that I want to have.
Yeah.
Like, luxury is an option for you, Zarifa. You work hard. If you have the money
Yes.
and you want it, it's okay to splurge and purchase that thing for yourself. You
Yeah.
don't have to feel guilty for doing it. As long as you're doing the other
Yeah.
things that you need to be doing,
That's true.
right?
That's a takeaway.
So those are the things that are going to be or are on my vision board currently. In addition to, I have women that I admire and inspire me. So I have Beyonce on there. I
Hmm.
have Normani, whose body is sick. And if I could just look half of how she looks, I'd be happy. Viola, Lizzo, because of her body
Yeah.
positivity.
She's amazing.
And Halle Berry, because and Issa Rae. Because Halle Berry, let me tell you, the Halle Berry today
It's not.
is not the Halle Berry of
Yes.
yesterday, okay?
Not at all.
Sis, you talk about sis, this says at me, okay?
Yes.
You want to at me, I'm going
Yes.
to at you back.
Yes. And she got a podcast too about things.
Yes, I love her. I love the
Hmm.
woman that she has become. And so she's also on my vision board. So that's it for me. What about you, Nat? What did you do for your vision board?
So I had like 4 overall topics. I had spiritual board, physical and health, financial wealth, and overall wellness and professional life. Um, that I kind of delved into. As far as the spiritual, and my goal is to remain consistent with my quiet time and my
Mm,
meditation, which through my healing experience, I've tried to be consistent with as a part of my healing, and making sure that when I have my morning meditation, that I do it for at least 10 minutes a day. So I use different apps. I use Shine app. I use the Insight Timer app. I use Calm. I change it up based on what I'm feeling that day. I may read one of the affirmations or meditations for the day out of like one of Ayanna Van Zant's books. The little book for meditation for I can't remember, African Americans. It's a little purple book that was she put out years ago. So I've been
yes.
reusing that for years. So I make sure I'm at least, if I don't do my full hour or so, at least I'm doing 10 minutes. So making sure I stick with that. And then making sure that when I'm defining my meditations practice, that understanding, we've said this before, doing meditation is not sitting there doing the Tina Turner nominal Reiki
Right.
thing all the time. You can, how you define your meditation time. The point is, what time are you taking for yourself? It could be painting, journaling, going for a walk, reading, something like that. And those are some of my goals for that.
I will say this because you're talking about meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Just if somebody is interested, Netflix has a series that just came out. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Headspace. So if you've ever seen Headspace, I think it's an
Mm.
app too.
Mhm.
Headspace is they usually have commercials. So it
Yes.
says Headspace Guide to Meditation. And
Mm.
they have I'm looking at it, they have 8 episodes. So one is how to
Oh.
get started, how to let go, how to fall in love with life, how to deal with stress, how to be kind, how to deal with pain, how to deal with anger, and how to
Mm.
achieve your limitless potential.
Okay,
So
good.
if you are new to meditation or you just need a refresher, this is definitely something. It's on my list.
Mhm. Definitely
And
check
Netflix,
that out.
I definitely say check that out. And
Yeah,
the episodes are only about like 25 minutes long. So
that's good. I
mhm.
think that's a good time. And one of our listeners actually texted me yesterday about meditation resources. So,
Sorry, that was
definitely look
Netflix. If you heard that, apologies.
so we'll make sure we post that up there for y'all to look at. And then a couple weeks ago, I did some intention writing for myself for the year and what I wanted to release. And I wrote down everything that I could ever want for this year and everything that I want to release. So I keep those close and revisit them at least 1 to 2 times a week, just to remind myself of my goals that may also be manifested in the vision board itself. And then going on to physical health, of course, I'm still healing from surgery and realizing that I need to give myself that time. I realized yesterday that I only had surgery 2 months ago, and I'm thinking I need to hurry up and go back and do all this stuff. But my body is like, sit down, have a seat, and calm out for a little bit. But then I've been able to incorporate this morning practice routine that I try to do. I don't do it every day, but it's some stretching and exercises to get myself more centered and be more mindful, and then going for a walk each day or 2 to 3 times a week, and then yoga 1 to 3 times a week as well. So I wanted to give myself some limits, so to speak, that are attainable, that if I don't feel beat up that I didn't do it every single day, and then I can morph into doing stuff as time progresses. Financially, remaining consistent with my budgeting and saving. There's certain things that I'm planning on attaining rather. I probably want to get a new car soon because my poor baby is like, yeah, it's been a good run. So what money do I need to put away to save for a car? And then what money do I want to put aside to invest? The stock market has been quite entertaining, if you will, lately.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even just learning about what is involved in investing, and
Mm-hmm.
how does that look, and what are my goals. So that's a note to self for what I want to learn moving forward. And then just looking at other sources of income, residual income, which kind of flow into my wellness and professional area, and fully embodying what I want my company, my lifestyle company to evolve into, as far as like decor and lectures and, doing workshops and stuff. What does that look like? And how can I sustain that? How can I keep up with my blog and writing about inspirational stuff with my endometriosis and other women's health stuff that can help other women moving forward into this year as it comes along. And then looking at maybe doing a life coach or a wellness certification, and finally my doctoral program goals and aspirations.
Yeah.
So those are some of the things that I have. Of course, health, wealth, and happiness, family, and all that other stuff
Mm-hmm.
too, and losing weight, which is, as I mentioned before, you got to figure out why are you losing weight if that's
Mm-hmm.
one of your goals. For me, with me dealing with surgery and being sedentary and all my medications, I've gained weight. So I'm like, just as a healthy approach to my body as it's healing, what
Mm-hmm.
can I do for that to come to fruition the way I want it to? You know?
Right.
So we will see what happens. And, I think Z and I have really tried to impress upon you, try to make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
It should not be a task. It's not be like, oh my God, I got to go do this.
It shouldn't be.
It should not. This is something for you. You're taking the time to invest in you, because
Mm-hmm.
nobody else is going to do it but you. This is a time to be selfish in the
Yes.
sense of taking care of your well-being in
Yes.
all sense of the word.
Yes.
And I think the good one was that Z mentioned is about, with relationships, the relationship with yourself, the relationship with your friends and family is all important as you try to attain these things with your vision
Yep.
board.
So we hope that you've gotten some good ideas for your vision board. So we are going to take a quick break and come back with the last sip of the day. And we're back. This is the last sip of tea with your hood Dalai Lama. Create the highest, grandest vision possible of your life, because you become what you believe. And that is attributed to Oprah Winfrey. So according to Psychology Today, mental practices like visualization can increase motivation, confidence, and even motor performance. Therefore, putting your goals on paper in a visual format can actually help you achieve them. Creating a vision board is more than merely cutting out magazine pictures, putting together beautiful collages, and hoping for the best. It's a powerful visualization tool that helps you narrow down desires through the power of choice. It's setting clear intentions and goals. It's all about you meeting the energetic vibration you're expecting for your life that will end up attracting your desires. And that is the last sip of tea with your hood Dalai Lama.
All right. Thanks, Z. We want to thank you all for joining us this week on Sippin' Tea with Nat and Z. And you can follow us on our IG page, sippin' tea _Nat @ANDZ_pod, and on Facebook at Sippin' Tea, Nat and Z, to get information about our podcast, topics, guests, and news, the tidbits that we talked about today with the hot tea suggestions. Thanks for listening. See you next episode, where we will discuss the zodiac and what this year will bring. All right, y'all. Namaste.
And happy 2021, bitches.